Vince McMahon is a damn brilliant-minded, evil, dastardly doer genius. He pulls off, first off, one of the biggest stunts I have ever seen in the WWE, which is his injury thing. If you saw the draft, if you saw the lottery, if you saw everything that happened afterwards, you saw that Vince was accidentally hurt by the sets, by him falling. It's genius. It gives him the opportunity to play off that he had amnesia. So he can, number one, stop with the $1 Million Mania. And number two, if he feels as though maybe some of the draft picks that he might have had happen at random may not work out to be as well as he thought they may have been, he can always say, well, I don't remember doing that, and I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm Vinnie Mac. So he gets the opportunity to, if he sees that the draft picks don't work out, to change his mind. It's like a mulligan. It's genius. Pure genius. Conroy Lee here, having to necessarily, after 2008's WWE Draft Lottery, give you some opinions and some reasons as to why certain things happened. We're going to go down the list. First and foremost, Rey Mysterio being drafted to Raw. I think it's a good catch. I think Rey Mysterio is an awesome wrestler. I think he's due to be on the A-list show. A-list, quote-unquote. It would be nice to see him back at where he was before. He was kicking ass on Raw, so it's great to see. Next, we had Jeff Hardy that went to SmackDown. If you're going to get Rey to go from SmackDown to Raw, you might as well get Jeff Hardy to go from Raw to SmackDown. Two high flyers, two great skilled men, and I thought to myself, yay, the Hardy boys are going to be on the same card, which I thought originally Matt was going to go to Raw, but instead later on, Matt goes to ECW, which ECW's really getting the shaft, that's all I'm going to say. I think they're eventually going to get rid of ECW and just throw half on one side, half on the other, which may happen. And next, CM Punk goes to Raw. You know, I feel as though somebody already mentioned from a while back that CM Punk would go to Raw. Who was it? Oh, right. That was me, Conroy Lee. Let's go to the video, shall we? Does this look familiar? It's WrestleMania 24 predictions. You remember that video? Yeah, people got a really good taste of Conroy Lee, and it tasted good.
Money in the Bank ladder match. Mr. Kennedy versus Shelton Benjamin. Lost my train of thought. Versus Chris Jericho, Carlito, MVP, CM Punk, and John Morrison. There's three people that could win this one also. It's either going to be Mr. Kennedy, who doesn't need it because he's going to get a title shot himself anyway, whether he has the belt, the shot or not, from the Money in the Bank. CM Punk, if he wins it, he's going to Raw. That's my prediction as well. That's a prediction within the prediction. My opinion, the person who's...
Look at that. CM Punk being predicted to go to Raw. And look at the date. Look at that date. It is June now. 3 months ago, Conroy Lee predicted that he would go to Raw. I thought also back then that around April the draft would happen. That's why I predicted it so early. But it just so happened that the draft went into June, which is whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. The one draft that I was kind of concerned about and really worried about, JR moving to SmackDown and Michael Cole moving to Raw. Don't get me wrong, Michael Cole's great. With all due respect, out of all 6 announcers, if I had to put somebody on there instead of JR, it'd be Michael Cole. But JR's the voice of Raw. I mean, ever since I've been watching wrestling, he was the voice of Raw. It's like, how do you get rid of the person who defines Raw in Raw form? No pun intended. But I have a theory of that also. Next, we had Batista moving from SmackDown to Raw. Great choice. Batista on Raw again. It's like, man, Raw got a really good pick there. It's like, wow, Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, and Batista. It's like, how could you do anything wrong? And then Raw got Kane from ECW. It was like, holy cow, such good choices. Such really good choices, but we lost Umaga to SmackDown. So it's like, whatever. And then, of all people to lose, we lost 2 really big names from Raw to SmackDown. We got Kennedy and Triple H, of all people, to go to SmackDown. Now, that was 2 picks from Edge's last one in the Battle Royale. I find out later on that Triple H's title, since he's being drafted, when he was drafted, he was the WWE Champion, as you know. As a result of pre-draft stipulations, the WWE Championship was made SmackDown exclusive. So now, theoretically speaking, all the championships can be on SmackDown. Which they're not going to. Somebody's losing a belt this weekend. That's my opinion, but we'll get into that in a second. Vince McMahon is an even more genius. Because this is what he did. He took Jeff Hardy. He took Jim Ross. He took Umaga, Mr. Kennedy, and Triple H. 5 reasons. 5 people that bring the ratings into Raw. Whether it be by the girls, whether it be by the old school fans, whether it be by the diehard wrestling fans, whether it be by the newer fans that just like the loudmouths, or the kids who like people like Umaga. They're moving all of them to SmackDown. You got the 5 big people, and I guess it would be outside of John Cena, 5 of the biggest people on Raw that bring in, people's ratings, and you're moving them over to SmackDown. My reason of this is, my belief is, Raw will always be the popular show. It will always be the A show. But what I think Vince is thinking is that if they take big things from Raw and see if people will start to watch it over on SmackDown, that SmackDown will begin to get that rush and their popularity will rise. Because it's the B show, but it should be an A-. And that's the way I think Vince is looking at it, and that's why Vince is also a genius in that realm. Now, since this is all happening, I've got to give my updated Night of Champions draft. My opinion, Kane's losing the belt. Even though by pre-draft stipulations, he would have the capability to keep the belt, I think he's going to lose it because it's an ECW belt. You can't have the ECW belt on Raw. Nor can you have the WWE Championship, which was the Raw Championship, to be moved to SmackDown. So I have reason to believe it's going to be Kane losing to Big Show, and either Batista wins the belt and takes it over to Raw, which is most likely the chance because they're making the WWE belt the exclusive belt to SmackDown now. Or you have John Cena win the belt before the match, before Triple H officially moves over, but Triple H has already moved over, so I think in that realm, Batista's winning the belt, taking it over to the other side. It's just crazy. I don't even know what's what anymore. This draft is throwing me completely off course. And it's just, I'm stressed. A little stressed to say the least. And it's getting to the point where it's almost like I'm just sticking to wrestling only, Part of me wants to give a review, give my opinions on something else, but what?